Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to my video channel. So finally, we got Nord Awakening. Pretty much, he used to be like a king back in the day when when the game was first released. But yeah, he's been completely falling off since then until we got his Awakening now. So let's go over his skills real quick. What he gets with his Awakening. So at A1, obviously, we're gonna get the HP 15% attack and defense 15% boost. And at A3, he gets more survivability pretty much. His Thunder Barrier's duration increased by 3.5 seconds. So if you look at the non-awakened version, I believe this is the passive right here, or this one right here. Nope, okay, this one right here. So his non-awakened passive Storm Titan active effect summons a Thunder Barrier that reduces damage by 56% for 3 seconds. Right, so exclusive effect Storm Titan Enhancement increases the duration of Thunder Barrier by 1.5 seconds. I believe this is X20 right here. So with this A3, this should go for another 3.5 seconds. So that should be around 8 seconds, I believe, in total for Thunder Barrier, which is really a really long time. So yeah, this is a really good passive. It just gives him a little bit of damage reduction. So it pretty much makes him like frontline for energy right now. Maybe I think Phoenix may be out of the team. But yeah, we'll see about that. Also reduces true damage, taking by 50%. So this is good in PvP against hunters and pretty much Connor as well. Those who have A7 Connor. And it also grants a little bit of energy upon activation. Right, and then the passive HP boost increases 300% of attack, increases skill areas damage by 100%, and allies in the middle row can also receive this effect. Now, this wording is a little bit off. I'm not sure what they mean by allies in the middle row can also receive this effect. Are they mentioning that allies in the middle row get 100% skill damage, or do they also get the passive and also the Thunder Barrier? So we'll have to look at that. I just think they get more skill damage that are for those in the middle row. I don't think they get the HP boost, increased 300% attack. That doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna guess this part and this part is what they meant to say. But yeah, I think only the allies in the middle row get the 100% skill damage increased, pretty much. I don't think they're going to get the Thunder Shield bonus from what he receives at A3. That just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, yeah, we'll look into that. And he's also considered a Terran. Alright, coming as A5. So yeah, jumps in air, charges. All of this is the same as a normal non-awakening ult, the text. So dealing damage equal to 2500% attack. So what does his old ult do? About 1400% attack if you have +2. Normal is 200, so almost twice his damage from his old ultimate, pretty much. An additional effect is it deals true damage equal to 1000% of attack. That is really insane. Negative paralysis, can't evade basic skills, area damage shaking increased by 50% for 5 seconds. That is really good, but 5 seconds in PvP, it's kind of hard if he gets stun locked. So yeah, we'll have to see. And this also deals some 200% more damage to large summer period. So yeah, his awakening is meant to counter summers pretty much. And then coming to A7, Divine Ascension skill enhanced. On one ultimate restoration, he gains 600 energy. So I think 600 energy is like one free ult. And two activations, 300. That's about half of the energy bar. And then after the third activation, he gets about 25%. So I'm not sure after like what happens after this fourth activation. Is the skill just gone after that? Does the skill only go up to 3 ultimate uses? So we'll have to see on that. In this one, I'm just completely baffled by this one. I think this is the worst A7B node we have so far. So upon successful discharge, stuns a target for 1 second. So this is for his common skill, Ingenious Spark. So this, I believe this one's right here. This one, you don't need to build accuracy on him at all. This damage is just negligent. 70% attack is nothing. So you don't need to worry about building accuracy on him at all. Just completely ignore that fact. Yeah, they gave him a 1%, like 1 second stun when this skill works. That is way too low. That's just, I'm not sure why they made it his A7 B node like this. I think they just ran out of ideas at this point and didn't know what to put for his kit. But this is really bad. I hope this gets a rework. This just makes it completely bad. The only part of the A7 that's good is this part right here, or ultimates. So that's his skills. Let's go over his gearing. Now you can do two different gearings. So you can do Mardor and Sun Signet or Overlord. Go for 100% crit rate, back per damage followed by attack. You can also run Search, but I find it better to run Mardor. And now I've been testing a little bit if it's better to run attack gloves over per damage gloves, because he does scale more off attack. But I'm gonna test this out for a little bit, and we'll decide down the video. So this is the rest of his gear. Really good gears. And these are all the same pieces, just this one is different and this one is different pretty much. So yeah, this set has 15k less attack than this set. So yeah, we'll see, but look at the crit damage, 56%, and then 120. But keep in mind, Martyr, after each displacement, you get 80% more crit damage. But yeah, we'll see which one is better. If it's better to stock attack or normal gearing is fine. And then Resonant, and then PvP, I just made a random set for Resonant because I do think you should be running Resonant in PvP, especially when you're facing against energy or summoners. Because I think SP5 Dora is still going to kill him pretty fast. Because his survivability comes after he casts his ult, so after he casts his common skill. So yeah, and SP5 Dora does initial burst, so I still think he's going to get wrecked by SP5 Dora. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, coming into the first test. Let me turn these all off. So let's put in my full energy team and see how they do. We'll use Kino. I'm going to put in frontline actually. We'll put in Rav. We'll put in Luke. Let's get the boss summons pretty much. So we're just going to see how his normal damage is at A1 before I get him to A3 and also at A5. Keep in mind there's a lot of RNG involved in here. The problem is these summons do move, so whoever is not hitting all of them will obviously be dealing with less damage, right? So yeah, I don't think Skino is attacking all of them half the time. So yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna stop here. He's around 7.6 billion, around 50 seconds. Now I want to see if running a full attack based gloves is better. So he gets about 15k more attack. I'm gonna stop around 50 seconds as well. So he's probably a little bit behind. He was around 10.6 at 50 seconds. He's around 6.4 here. But keep in mind there's a lot of RNG involved in here. So I'm gonna test the gearing a little bit later down the line. So again to A5. Alright, so yeah, that's his initial damage at A1. Let's get him to A5 now. Or let's get him to A3 now. Alright, so before we get into A3, I want to test how this passive works on his A3. When it applies to energy heroes, or even like Jack City or A7 Connor. Yeah, I'm not gonna take the node yet. I'm gonna compare the damage first. So, first of all, let me go back to Holy Land contract. Now let's take off. I want to test with Sakai and see how it goes. So let me take off all my SPs. We'll stop around 135-ish or 130. So her damage is doing about 284 million true damage. Alright, so she's around 3.5 at 130. Now let's get him to A3 right now. Before I do that, I want to see how much damage Connor does as well. So that was 43 million true damage. Alright, so let me turn off the summons for this part. So he's doing 460 million true damage on his common skill right there. Alright, so around 4.5. Alright, so now let me get him to A3 real quick. Alright, so let's see now if it actually works. So I have to put him here. So he almost did the same amount of true damage as earlier, even though I put him in mid row and went Nord is A3. So he's around 4.5 billion at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Alright, so yeah, I don't think Nord's A3 applies to non-energy heroes. I only think it does apply to energy heroes. You can see, right? Connor wasn't really getting any damage increase. Now, if you try something with, now let's put back in Sakai. So she was around 3.5 billion at 1 minute and 30. Oops, I forgot I had to put it in my ads right here. I completely forgot about that. Alright, let me try again. Alright, so yeah, you can see, right, she already passed 3.5 billion. We have 7 seconds to spare. Alright, so 5.5 billion, almost double in damage. So yeah, from what I can tell, this doesn't apply to non-energy. It only applies to energy heroes. You can see, right, with Connor, he didn't really get any damage increase at all, even though I put him in mid row. So yeah, I want to test this a little bit further after this video, but yeah, I don't think this applies to non-energy heroes. Alright, so at A3, he doesn't really get any damage. This kit, he just gets more damage reduction, a little bit of energy upon his common skill activation, and he just gives 100% more bonus skill damage to allies in the middle row. Yeah, I don't expect this damage to change that much from A1, maybe slightly a little bit higher. Yeah, I'm gonna get him to A5 now. Now we'll test the damage there. Alright, so let me get him to A5 right here. Alright, so let me put in my full team. So I only give the bonus to a rat. I think these two will be the highest damage dealers in my team. We'll put in our SPs back. But that was a really quick second ult. He's keeping up with the max saga. That's really impressive. Now keep in mind, sometimes his ult isn't hitting the targets here, but each Sakai ult's going to hit the whole enemy team. So yeah, sometimes his ult is not hitting all 5, like right here. I don't think that hit all 5. So sometimes his energy, his DPS is a little bit gone. But I'm really impressed by his damage. It's really, really close to max Sakai. Alright, so yeah, 90 billion, Sakai 101, he's about 10 billion behind, but keep in mind, this isn't really that accurate because the mobs, the boss spawns, they keep moving around, and half his ults are not hitting the spawn units, whereas Sakai's ult is always going to hit all of them, so yeah. Now I want to see how he does in single target. Keep in mind, in single target, Notes of the Cosmos Storage doesn't really benefit that much. excluding gems you use. So yeah, it has no use pretty much when there's less than 3 targets. And you can see, right, this is his A3 passive right here. You can see the balls of lightning around him. So he's pretty much having for the entire duration, which is really good. So even here we can see, right, it's on Sakai. So his A3 does give allies in the middle row Thunder Shield as well as 100% more damage to their ultimates, or sorry, skill damage pretty much. It's like impressive damage for single target. 62 billion. That guy's around 30, and then Rav is around 20 billion. So really insane damage in PvE. Really strong damage, especially for single target when he's considered to be a tank or energy hero. So yeah, I'm really impressed by his damage in PvE. All right, so that's him in PvE. Now we don't have endless battle to test. This would be a great stage test, but unfortunately it's not available because the mobs don't move, and then this would be a better area to test AoE damage pretty much. We don't have access to that. An exotic, yes, we can test it here, but I can just use tanks and summers to clear it, so it doesn't really matter. Then other areas, we don't have endless, we don't have twilight, we don't have Crimson Raw available, and I don't really need to have a 7 more to get past J35 as well, so I don't find any use for him here as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for PvE. Now let's test it against PvP. So as usual, this is the only person that runs summoners, and I think this is the SP5. I want to see how long he can survive on his own. Now I want to see if I can use it without him without a resonance set. But yeah, let's see how long he can survive. I don't think. So let me take off all my SPs and let's see if this might work. Alright, so yeah, I don't expect him to survive, but yeah, I just want to see. Yeah, you can see, right? That initial burst damage for SP5 Door is really strong. Just completely wiped him out. So I'm going to be using what he has. So using this, using Pandey. Now let me see if a resonate works. I don't have a tempered, but yeah, let's see. Nope, still gets demolished pretty much. Alright, so it makes me wonder, maybe we have to run Take. Take is really good because he does give damage reduction. Now I don't have any gear on him, so I just put something random for now. Obviously that's not what you want to gear him with, but yeah. Let's put in Sakai. Let me see if he can survive a Take. Alright, so yeah, he does survive the initial burst a little bit better, but yeah, they still get pretty much dominated. Alright, so let's put in our full energy team. We'll throw in Danix here. We'll put in Luke, we'll put in Rav, we'll put in Sakai, and Miranda. Alright, so he's dead there, but he did get a really good ult off there. But unfortunately, he's dead. So yeah, I expect to clear this with my summoner, my energy team. So yeah, good damage once he gets his ult up, but SP5 Doris is insane. Just completely kills him off in a second. I think even if I put in Mortar, he's still gonna die. Yeah, he just dies there pretty much. And then he has Ompu, so he cancels the invincibility pretty much. Yeah, SP5 door is where A7 or which gets countered. So yeah, let's test against someone who doesn't have him. I think Jack doesn't have him. Okay, he does have it as well. I don't think Acor doesn't have it on his energy team. Yeah, he doesn't have it here. So let's see if I can beat our mirror matchup that does not have A5 Nord. I do expect to win this one, so yeah, we'll see. Alright, so we lost Miranda. Unfortunately, we could not get any ult off from Nord. Right, so I believe he was using energy up, that's why. So what does he have running here? Okay, so he does have one red energy up, and I do believe he has one energy down. Okay, that's why, pretty much. So I'm not running any energy up, but energy down. So let me just change out real quick. So let me put it in my energy down, energy up. Alright, so let's see if this changes anything. I still don't expect them to get an ult off, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, unfortunately, he only casted one ult. It's kind of hard to get him to cast ult when you're doing a mirror matchup, especially where both players are using 10 cow banners. So yeah, I wish I can test against other classes. I really want to see how they do against vanguards, but in my cluster, this guy is the strongest, and followed up by Jack, and then followed up by Anubis, and they both have summoners on defense. Yeah, I can't really test against anyone else. I really want to see how they do against vanguards with A5 Nord, but yeah, unfortunately, I can't really show that in my cluster. So I would wait for Master Gaming's video on that. He can show better PvP with A5 Nord, so definitely wait for his video. I'd say overall. So yeah, overall, I think he does get back to life with his awakening at A5. But I'm not gonna get him to A7. I don't think A7 is that important, except this A7 A node right here. This is just a joke right here. They need to change this. I don't know why they have this for A7 or just completely makes it irrelevant. So maybe A6 is the most I'll get him right now. I would love to get him to A7 here, but I'm not gonna get him to A7 just because of this node right here. Just completely takes off some value. So yeah, I hope they fix it, put in something else more useful, like energy team does more damage or something. He gets more damage reduction or more damage after casting a few ults or whatever. Anything is better than this right here. This just doesn't make sense to me at all for it to be an A7 node. My final opinion overall, great for PvE. We saw him put that contract right. Single target, he's doing the most damage, and in AoE, he's almost close to Max Sakai, but there's so much RNG involved in here when you put in these two. So yeah, this is not really a good place to test, especially since they're moving, the summons are moving. So yeah, we'll have to wait for KT we'll have to wait for Crimson. Right now, this one Crimson Rock to test it there. If we had Endless, that would be a really great place to test to the AoE as well. But unfortunately, we don't have it available. I would definitely get him to A5, but in PvP, there's a problem, right? A lot of people are going to be having SP3 Dora right now, so that's his only counter, I believe, because he does get some survivability, but this does not prevent initial burst. So if this was like this prevented initial burst, then he'll be really great right now. But unfortunately, SP3 Dora's burst still breaks through his A3 pretty much. So that's the only problem he has in PvP. Now I don't know how it does against tanks, or how it does against hunters or assassins or summoners that have max stock guys. So yeah, I'll definitely wait for Master Gaming's video on that. But yeah, I'll give him a really solid A tier, even S tier in PvE. But PvP, that's where I'm kind of worried about him, because we do have Dagi Awakening coming soon. So I think she's just gonna make Energy Team irrelevant again. So yeah, we'll have to see. I'm really impressed by his damage in PvE, pretty much. In PvP, I'm just a little bit worried because in most of the time you're going to be facing people that have SP3 Dora, especially in old servers. So yeah, that's my final opinion on him. Really good for PvE. Just a little bit worried about PvP in the future. Maybe it's going to get relevant back in the future when we get more Summoner Awakenings. So yeah, we'll see about that. Alright, so that's all for this video, guys. If you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Bye bye, guys.